what you're made for, and there's nothing that is too late for.
Hi friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Ellen, your therapy mom, young adult guru, and I'm here to share some more tips. I promised you guys a video all about that always never situation that parents get into, and then teens and young adults like get into their head, and then we're all saying it and it becomes a problem. And you're like, Ellen, tell me why I can't say always and never. Why would this be dirty words? And I'm here to tell you, friend, they're dirty words. So guys, there's this thing called cognitive behavioral therapy. It is one of the best things to help change your thoughts, and people feel better pretty quick with cognitive behavioral therapy. One of the things they're going to talk about are thinking errors or cognitive distortions. Cognitive distortions or thinking errors are when we are like putting words into our head, we're organizing our environment in language that doesn't help us get to where we want to go long term. Example, all or nothing thinking. We get an idea in our head and we're like, the cake that I'm going to be baking is going to look like this. And we have this picture. And if I bake this cake, I'm going to follow the directions to the letter. It's going to turn out, it's going to look beautiful. I'm going to take it to grandma's birthday and everybody's going to think I'm a good baker, right? Notice that word good in there. So we get all of the ingredients. We spend a fortune at the grocery store. You can tell I've been there, can't you? Put the whole thing together, just follow every single solitary direction. We've got timers, we've got aprons, we've got pastry cutters, we've got all the things going, and the cake doesn't turn out so great. That's an example of all or nothing thinking, and it gets us into trouble. How? Well, next time you start to bake a cake, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be like, oh, can't bake a cake, not offering a cake for grandma's because I'm a bad baker. But you just learned all this freaking amount of skills by creating that very tasty but not so good looking cake. Are you sure you're a bad baker? Maybe you just need practice. Maybe you just need more time. You know, these things can be fixed, but you have to stay with it and learn. But why would you learn if you have this idea that I'm a bad baker? Nobody wants to learn if they think they're bad. What's the use? We're at the end of the line. Do you see how thinking errors keep us back from our goals? Teens and young adults out there, many of you go, I'm going to be a YouTuber when I grow up. I'm going to be a Twitch streamer when I grow up. And then you put together your YouTube or your Twitch stream and you're really gung-ho for like one summer, and then nobody watches and you just fade out. And then you say, well, I'm bad at YouTube. I'm bad at Twitch. You may even say something like related to Twitch or YouTube, like, I'm a bad public speaker. Uh-oh, now we're really in trouble. Not only is YouTube a problem for you or Twitch a problem for you, but now anytime you have to stand up in front of class and do a class report, now we have this idea that we have to fight against installed in here that says, I am a bad public speaker. Do you see how easy these things come to us? When I was a kid, we had the Partridge Family. I've already talked about Bobby Sherman. Now I'll talk about the Partridges. Susan Day. I just wanted to be her so bad. When I was a kid, child stars like lived in California and they were like a whole thing. There were no child or teen stars back in the day that I had access to on a daily basis. But now your teen or your young adult has access to YouTube and Twitch, which is loaded with child stars. I mean, they're in some bedroom somewhere, right? It doesn't look that fancy. You're like, I could do this. And the thing is that person spent hours and hours and hours. They probably have a supportive family and people paying and all kinds of support. I'm here to tell you, I need all kinds of support to just do this. And I'm not a teenager. So for me, when I didn't grow up to be part of the Partridges, even though I was practicing every day faithfully in front of my mirror in my bedroom, it didn't really hurt my self-esteem. But today, when teens or young adults like don't succeed on Twitch or YouTube, they may say, I am bad at public speaking. I don't have things to offer, right? Even though it was a little bit easier in my day. So what does this mean for parents? Like this all or nothing thinking, right? Well, I gave you an example that I want to break out because it is universal. I have never worked with a parent that did not go, oh, when I mentioned this. You teens and young adults and even kids out there, you can teach your parents this trick. When a parent opens a door and there are socks and underwear and all kinds of, there's makeup, there's gaming equipment all over the floor, right? A good parent, a well-meaning parent, a kind parent may say, you always leave all your stuff out. Now, you smart teenager, you brilliant teenager, you thoughtful young adult, you say to yourself, I picked up all of my socks, all of my underwear, all of my everything, like 3 months ago, for sure, I know. And I even wiped down the baseboards and like disinfected everything. Parents are reacting to what they perceive as time. Like in general, my feeling is that there are clothes on your floor. But they don't say that. They say you always leave your clothes on the floor. The attorneys that live in all of the brains of teens and young adults go, parent, you're dumb and you're wrong because I picked everything up once upon a time and I can remember. Or they think, parent, you're mean and you don't see me. You don't see how hard I'm working. You don't see my struggles. You don't see the love I'm trying to pour into this family. I'm working on this hard and you don't see me. Parent, you could have avoided all of those problems if you had just said, gosh, I think that both of us are going to feel better if the socks are picked up on the floor. Do we need some help or support around that? It would help me. I think it's going to help you. Stuff we say about grades as parents. So a parent may say, oh, gosh, you got a 92 on this. You know that's kind of close to a B. Or they may say, oh, you got an 89. If you'd only gotten a few more points, you'd have an A, right? And then well-meaning, loving, kind parents say, well, you know, it might affect where you're going to go to school. And where you go to school might affect your whole life. And you are so smart. You could go to Ivy League schools, and yet I'm afraid you're going to be living in a shoebox in the middle of the road. Just like that Saturday Night Live skit, you know, living down by the river. You're going to live down by the river. It's not helpful to the kid or the teen or the young adult. And as parents, we feel justified. We feel like we're explaining to our kids important things that we, smart, clever parents, know. But it's not that helpful. And it's all or nothing thinking. Watch your language, folks. Say what you mean. And I'll see you next time on our channel. Bye.
In the sun.